You come home tired, but before you sleep, you check the locks. You refill the water filter. You set the coffee timer for tomorrow morning. This love. But no one calls it that. The world has taught you that love is roses and poetry, surprise trips, candlelit declarations. You have tried. You bought the flowers. You said the words. They felt hollow, because that is not your language. Your love is not a firework. It is a foundation. I see you. I know what you carry. Venus is moving through Pisces right now, the planet of love, exalted, drunk on fantasy. The collective is dreaming of romance. And you are paying the bills. This transit creates a pressure, a voice that whispers, you are not enough. You are too cold, too practical. Valentine's Day is coming, the world's annual performance review of your heart. Capricorns feel this more than most. Here is the shadow. You give and give, you build and protect, and then you resent. Not because you want gratitude, but because no one sees the weight you carry. You do not ask for help. You do not complain. You just endure. And loneliness grows in the space between your actions and their recognition. But what if I told you the problem is not your love, it is your silence about it? Let me show you something, a pattern you have been living, a belief you have been defending. It starts with a question. Why do you think love must be easy to be real? You were sold a story. Love is supposed to be effortless, magical, a spark that ignites and burns forever without fuel. Hollywood told you this. Romance novels, pop songs, the entire Valentine's Day industrial complex, the greeting card industry. Hallmark, founded in 1910, codified romantic love as a consumer product. Flowers, chocolates, cards with pre-written sentiments someone else composed. If you do not perform this script, you are failing. This is the lie. But you are Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, the planet of time and consequence. You know instinctively, nothing real is effortless. Mountains are not climbed by wishing. Cathedrals are not built by passion alone. They require decades, generations, stone laid upon stone, mortar mixed in winter cold. You build love like architecture, while others are constructing sandcastles on the beach. Beautiful, yes, but temporary. You are laying foundations that will outlast you. This is not a flaw. This is your genius. But right now, Venus in Pisces is squaring your sun. This is the clash of archetypes. Venus says, feel, dream, surrender. Saturn says, plan, commit, endure. Neither is wrong, but the world worships Venus and pathologizes Saturn. You have been made to feel defective for being reliable. Let me show you the mechanism. Your love language is acts of service. Psychologist Gary Chapman identified this in 1992. You show love by doing. You fix the broken shelf. You remember the appointment they forgot. You drive through the night when they call at 3 in the morning. But their love language might be words of affirmation. They need to hear it. So you do the work. And they say, you never tell me you love me. And you think, I just showed you. This is not failure. This is translation error. Two people speaking different dialects of the same emotion. Both fluent, both misunderstood. Here is the trap. You assume your actions speak for themselves. They do not. Not in a world addicted to noise. Your silence is mistaken for indifference. Your steadiness for coldness. Your refusal to perform grand gestures for lack of feeling. And you begin to believe them. You start to think, maybe I am broken. Maybe love is supposed to feel easier than this. But there is a way out. It requires something you hate. Vulnerability. Vulnerability is not collapse. It is translation. You do not need to change how you love. You need to name it. This is the alchemy, Capricorn. Not transformation of the substance, transformation of the language. Your actions are already love. But in a world that has forgotten how to read silence, you must speak. Not because your love is insufficient, but because language is the bridge between your world and theirs. Here is the formula. Simple, difficult. Step 1. Narrate your actions. When you check the locks at night, before you sleep, say this: I do this because I want you to feel safe. When you budget for their dream, when you move money from one account to another in the quiet hours, say, I am building this with you in mind. When you drive through rain to pick them up, when you remember the appointment they forgot, when you fix the thing they broke without mentioning it was broken, name it. When I do this, I am saying I love you. The Gottman Institute studied thousands of marriages. They found that relationships fail not from lack of passion, but from lack of what they call turning toward. Small moments, consistent attention, the daily choice to notice. You already do this. You turn toward in every act of service. But if you do not name it, it remains invisible. Step 2. Ask for recognition without resentment. This is the hardest part because it feels like begging. It is not. Say this: I need you to know that when I do these things, I am showing you love. Do you feel that? Not as accusation, as teaching. You are giving them the key to your language. You are saying, here is how to read me. If they dismiss this, if they say, that is just basic responsibility, you have learned something important about compatibility. Step 3. Honor your own language. Do not apologize for not being romantic in the way the world defines it. Say this instead: my romance is reliability. Erich Fromm wrote in 1956, love is an activity, not a passive affect. It is a standing in, not a falling for. You stand in every day, through winter, through doubt, through the moments when falling would be easier. That is not lack of romance. That is the deepest romance there is. I know what you're thinking. This feels like explaining a joke. If you have to say it, it loses power. That is your pride talking, your Saturnian self-sufficiency, the belief that if your love is real, it should be self-evident. Let me break that belief. Clarity is not weakness, it is mastery. The architect does not assume you understand the blueprint. They walk you through it. They show you where the foundation is, where the load-bearing walls stand, why this beam matters. Your love is architecture. Show them the blueprint. Venus moving through Pisces right now, exalted, dreaming. This is not punishment. This is invitation. She is asking, can you soften without breaking? Can you speak without losing your strength? This is your initiation into mature love, where Saturn and Venus do not fight, they dance. Tonight, before you sleep, try this. Think of one thing you did today for someone you love. One small act, one quiet choice. Text them, when I did this, I was thinking of you. Watch what happens, not to them, to you. You will feel less invisible because you made yourself visible. But what if they still do not see? What if you translate and they still call you cold? Then we go deeper. Here's what you are really afraid of. Not that you are unromantic, but that you are unlovable. That your way of loving, steady, quiet, unglamorous, is fundamentally insufficient. You have heard it before. You are so distant, you never open up. You love your work more than me. And a part of you wonders, are they right? So you try harder. You buy the gifts you do not believe in. You plan the surprise you find exhausting. You perform a love that is not yours. And it works. For a moment. They smile. They say, "This is what I needed." But inside, you feel hollow, because you are not being loved. A character is. Listen carefully. This is the truth no one tells you. If someone cannot receive your love language, they are not your person. Not because they are bad, but because love is not just about giving, it is about being received. You can translate, you can bridge, but you cannot force someone to value what you offer. The shadow of Capricorn is the martyr, the one who sacrifices and then resents. You think, if I just give more, they will finally see. But martyrdom is not love. It is self-abandonment. I learned this the hard way. I built empires for people who wanted sandcastles, and I blamed them for not appreciating the foundation. The shift is this. Stop giving to be seen. Give because it is your nature, and let go of the outcome. Your love is not less because it is quiet. Reliability is not boring. It is sacred. The person who stays when the fireworks fade, who builds when others flee, who loves through winter. That is not common. That is rare. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Love is not a feeling. It is a decision to act for another's good." You embody this. If they cannot see it, the failure is not yours. It is a mismatch. But for those who can see, you are everything. We began with the invisible labor, the acts of love no one names. We dismantled the myth of effortless romance, the lie that love should be easy. We learned the alchemy of translation, how to name what you do, and we touched the wound, the fear that you are not enough. Now, the final piece. Imagine a cathedral built over centuries, stone by stone, generation by generation. No single worker sees it completed, but each knows, I am part of something that will outlast me. This is your love, Capricorn. While others build beach houses that wash away with the tide, you are laying foundations for eternity. Do not let the world convince you to abandon the cathedral for a tent. You do not owe anyone a performance of love that is not yours. You do not need to become someone else to be worthy. The right person will not ask you to. They will see the locks you check, the coffee you set, the future you build. And they will say, "This is how I know I am loved." This Venus transit is a test, a question from the universe. Can you honor your love language while staying open to theirs? Here's your practice. February 9th. Name one act of service you did today. Say it out loud to the person. February 10th. Ask, how do you know you are loved? Listen without defending. February 11th. Do one thing in their love language, not as performance, as experiment. This is not about changing. This is about expanding. Capricorn. builder of mountains, keeper of time. Your love is not less because it is silent. It is profound because it endures. The world will always chase fireworks. Let them. You are building cathedrals. And one day, someone will walk into what you have built, and they will weep at the beauty of it. You are not alone in the work. Onyx is with you. Next, we enter Aquarius season. The architect becomes the revolutionary. Prepare to break your own rules.